Faith can move mountains. Radio Maria, 91.3 FM.
The voice of truth.
Good evening, beautiful people of Abuja. How are we doing today? Welcome to another exciting episode on the Genius Kids Show. This is Radio Maria 91.3 FM, and you are onto the Genius Kids Show. The Genius Kids Show is the show where we discover ways to ignite the genius in your child, because on this show, we believe that every child has a genius in him or her. So you're welcome. I'm very, very excited about today's topic because it's something that all of us have been waiting for. It's something we are all looking forward to because it will give us the secrets to what we want. Let me not spill too much ahead of time. You know, we all want our children to excel. We all want our children to excel in school, yeah? We want them to attain their highest academic potentials, right? But then, what if I told you that I have the secrets to this, like a fail-proof strategy to achieve that you want? What strategy is that, you may ask? Well, it's something very simple and readily available. Many describe it as the most underused resource in education today. Yeah. A long-standing research has shown that the presence of this factor results in a child having higher grades, higher test scores, regular school attendance, better social skills, improved behavior, and higher adaptability to school. On the other hand, its absence has led to poor self-esteem, lower grades, poor attachment to school. So this factor is nothing other than parental involvement in child education. Yes, so parental involvement is very fundamental. Parental involvement in child education is in fact a fundamentally crucial factor in child education. It is oftentimes the distinguishing factor between that child A and child B who seem to have equal access to resources like same school, same teacher, same learning environment, and yet their performances are strides apart. Parental involvement is usually the secret behind that child A who performs better. Did you know that parents' involvement is the #1 predictor of early literacy success? So you can get them the best of books, get them the best of resources, best of learning aids, send them to the best of schools. But as Jane Hall rightly observed, at the end of the day, the most overwhelming key to a child's success is the positive involvement of the parents. So today we shall be discussing the length and breadth of parental involvement in child education. And with me in the studio is a parent and a teacher. What better combination to have? So we need to begin to galvanize these two people that are necessary for the wholesome attainment of success in a child. So I'll let them introduce themselves quickly before we delve into the topic. So to my right is Miss Cynthia. Hello.
My name is Cynthia Ulomanes.
Hi Cynthia, it's been a while. Good to have you back on the show.
Thank
How
you.
was the summer holiday?
Just
You
fun.
look so refreshed. Welcome back.
Thank you
Let's
very
meet you. Hello.
I'm Mrs. Caroline Ibirim.
Good to have you again on the show, ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
So with them, we shall be discussing what parental involvement entails, how the parent-teacher relationship can be enhanced in the best interest of the child. Don't go nowhere. See you in a bit. All right, you're welcome back, beautiful people of Abuja. I am your Genius Kids host, and my name is Genevieve Duruiheoma. And like I mentioned earlier, we shall be talking parent-teacher partnership, parent-teacher collaboration, because in fact, it is a collaboration, it's a partnership. One person can't do it alone. This stresses the need for parents and teachers to come together to work for the ultimate good of the child. All right, so now, what exactly, when we talk about parental involvement in child education, what are we talking about? Let's hear from you, Cynthia.
Okay, so parental involvement is when parents are parts of the school activity of their children, when they like are actively involved, like they take cognizance of everything that happens. They take cognizance of everything that happens to their children.
Yeah.
As regards their academic performance. Now they said the home is the first school, so parents should be able to be involved by looking at their schoolwork, like they should pay care attention to everything that has to do. Yes, so because they invest money in sending them to school, so they should like be part of everything that happens to the child.
Okay, nice one, Cynthia. I think a major takeaway from that is that parental involvement it implies a parent being invested in their child's education, being interested, being committed to it, and then doing all he can or she can to complement the school's efforts, right?
Yes.
So, Miss Caroline, what do you have to say?
Okay, parental involvement as a parent, it means the participation of parents in regular two-way meaningful communication involving students' academic learning and their parents, and how they can support them. We are talking about their involvement in pushing the children to achieve the goal.
Yeah.
When you are taking your child to school, you have a goal. You want them to learn. You want them to socialize. You want them, to get all the benefits that come with education. Now, if they're lacking that parental support, is involvement, but I call it support because it's like a push. It helps them to achieve that goal, especially when they work hand in hand with the teachers and the school, that they will definitely get to the goal they've set. So
okay, nice one. What I'll take away from that is the fact that it's the support a parent brings to the table in making sure that child achieves the goal for sending them to school. So this reinforces the fact that, as Cynthia pointed out, the home is the first school.
Yeah.
So that you're now deciding to go into a formal school setting does not mean you are relinquishing your duty as a teacher. You're a parent is a child's first teacher. So you're just getting collaborators, you're just getting partners. So it's supposed to still remain a partnership between the school and the home. Let me quickly point out, this involvement we are talking about, as pointed out by our guests, is concrete involvement. It's not just about dropping them off to school and picking them off. Yes, that is that's like level 1 involvement. Yes. But beyond that, we are talking about, in fact, I think we'll get to the meat of that in the course of the discussion, how you can actually get involved. But just know at this level that is beyond drop off and pick up. Okay? All right. So thank you so much. I am certain that everybody listening in now understands what parental involvement means. So going forward, what are the benefits of this parental involvement? Why is it important? Why are we talking about it on the show? Let's hear you, Cynthia.
Okay, it's very important because, like I said earlier, that the home is the first school of the child. So when the child learns some things at home, he now brings it to the school, and because his parents are very involved in his academics, you see the child performing well, getting good grades at school. You see the child loving school, loving education, because his parents are involved. If his parents are not involved, you see that child not liking school. So here the child just wants to improve. Oh, okay, I want to become a medical doctor. I want to become this, because he has parents at home that are like supportive, Oh, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a this, because his parents are this. So the child comes to school and knows what he wants to be and tries to attain that. He doesn't just stop at a lesser this thing. He just wants to be involved in everything. School, his grades are good.
So do you think, as a teacher, have you seen any marked difference between children whose parents are involved and children whose parents are not? Do you think it shows really in their academic scores, or are these just research results online? Do you think?
Yes, it shows, because those ones whose parents are involved, you see that when you give an assignment, they come back with the assignment done. So you know that someone at home
It's
is
correct,
yes.
yes.
And then you see those ones whose parents are very, very involved. Sometimes as a teacher, maybe when you make a mistake or something in their work, you see them calling the school management that who taught my child this, because their parents are actively involved in their academic growth and everything. So
I like
it
that.
helps.
And that's when you know parents are involved. Even as a teacher, you see yourself sitting up too. Because whatever you're passing, that parent is going to be vetting it, scrutinizing it. So at the end of the day, your child is better off for it.
Yes.
Wow,
very, very.
that's nice. So quickly, from the school's perspective, you know you're representing school here. From the school's perspective, you have told us that parental involvement improves a child's grade, that it makes a child love school, it helps them to think higher, to dream bigger, to want to attain higher. And now you've mentioned that it even makes the school more alert and more conscious of what they do, because they know that somebody is watching them. Is watching them. All right, nice. That's nice. Let's hear from you, Caroline.
Okay, on the parents aspect, parental involvement, a major thing it does is that it improves the relationship between the children and the parents. Because you know there's already the generational gap. You know, we are quite older than them, and then some of us parents have, you know, our kids fear us. They have that, you know, I can't approach attitude. You know, though it's changing these days. So you find out that children don't want to relate. You know, they feel that my parents
is
will
beyond
not
my
know.
level.
No. But when parents are involved, you will be surprised. In fact, there was a time when my little daughter was learning the alphabet. You know, she keeps coming up with songs. You know, when she's trying to scribble a letter, she will say one phrase or something like that,
like
you know,
a
with
curve
a
and a
big
dash,
belly or something like that.
With a big
I
belly.
wasn't able to
relate.
I would just be saying, do this. But by the time I got involved, by the time I got across to the teacher, I said, can you help me with what and what you say when you do these things? Do you know, by the time I said it, my daughter was overblown. She was like, where is my mom from? Could it be that you've been spying in our class, you know, something like that? So it helps them to have more confidence in you. It improves the relationship. They will be able to, you know, when they have any issues, they'll say, my mom definitely will come, or my father definitely will have an answer to it. So it also builds their self-esteem, their motive. You know, parents, there's a lot of motivation that can come from parents. You know, when you boost these children, give them all the affirmations, when they go to school, they're willing to conquer. They don't feel anything as an obstacle. That's what you get when you have the parents directly involved. They really play a great role.
I cannot agree less. In fact, I really love that point you made about building a bond, a better relationship, because that is basically how we relate with our kids these days. What else will you be gisting with them? How work was or how your boss did that. So it's really a great starting point. It's somewhere, it's how you can actually help make your relationship with your child better. And then still speaking on, I think another point for the school is that it makes the teachers work easier. You need to tell us that.
Yes, it makes our work easier.
So teachers love
the parents work easier.
A lot of teachers love parents that get involved. You see, you're just introducing a topic, you teach them up to step 8, they go home. And the parents reinforce it, they come back better prepared. You're like, wow, it makes the teachers work easier, and also it makes the parents happier because they are now seeing results and getting the goals that you wished to attain from school. So we see it's all advantages, and I think all of us should actually get involved in our children's academic pursuits. Now, speaking further, we have seen the numerous benefits. Could there possibly be a disadvantage to parental involvement? Can there be disadvantages to this goal? Can there? Who goes first? Can there be a disadvantage?
Okay, so the first one, I think there will be a disadvantage when you push it to the extreme. You know?
So when it's unhealthy.
Yes. The first one will be in the area of the children will lack as in, there is how a parent will be so much involved that the child just does like a zombie. They wouldn't want to, they don't think of their own. They will feel like my parents will have to
think
supply
for me. They
me
just have to.
the information I have to give, you know. You will take away that self-reasoning, that ability to reason for themselves that they should have, because you're almost supplying everything they want. You don't get to push them. And then because you are not a teacher, you know, most parents, unless you've studied education somewhere, because by default we are not like professional teachers, some of us, like me. So there are certain things, steps to, you know, for me, there will be a time I'll be teacher, I'll get so angry. Why can't this child just learn this simple thing? I'm just telling you to write this, and you're writing another thing, because I don't have the skills to push it down. I don't have the skills to be patient. I don't have the skills to know that all these things are step-by-step basis. So I may get impatient, I may get frustrated, I may not have the required tools and look for alternatives. You know, when you're a teacher, you get to class, if you teach and they don't learn, you look for ways. Some teachers invent like tools, things to use and make it real to them. But because we are not professionals at home, and because we have a lot of things at hand, we tend not to have that patience. And because of that, it may even, when you try to push it down, you may teach them the wrong way of doing it. They are now at conflict with my teacher told me this is how I'm supposed to do it, and already my mom is saying this. What do I where do I stand? So you're already pushing them at a point where they don't even know the way forward.
Okay,
so
if I'm to add to that, I think that is actually the wrong kind of involvement. You're not working as a team with the school. You're working because if you're actually really involved, you get to know how the teacher does it. Like you pointed out, getting across to your child's teacher to find out how they teach them how to write the letters of the alphabet. But if you're where you'd be at loggerheads with the school is when that involvement is lacking. But a major point
you feel
I
you are better off than them, you wouldn't want to humble yourself to learn. Some parents can be troublesome. Yes,
that's actually non-involvement, because the involvement we are talking about is when you are working together, right? There is something you pointed out that I really love, and that is when you are more involved than you should be. That could actually become unhealthy. You think for your child. You see people, they give their kids homework and parents do it because they don't, they just want perfection. You see, the teacher is like, this child I'm teaching in school is not, this homework is way better than what I experienced in class. So you come, you change the answers. When they tell the child to color, the child colors. You use eraser to erase off all those parts that are not good. Whereas this same child will still be experienced by the same teacher who is now conflicted. What exactly am I saying? Is this child really doing this? So when you get too involved, you may impede that child's mental ability to think for himself, to provide solutions by himself. That's a very valid point. So do you have anything to add to that, Miss Cynthia?
Okay, now when you now the disadvantage is that when you get too involved in the child's academics, it impedes the child's independence. Because for example, like when you're too attached to your child, you bring your child to school, you won't go home. You stay till the end of school. In fact, what is remaining, what is just left is that you're not wearing school uniform and you're not going to sit down in the child's class. When you do such things, like you're now overdoing it as a parent. Now that child
may not survive
without you. And he has friends in class that will be like, this one is a mommy's boy, this one is a daddy's girl, this one is that, because you're too involved. You're not letting the child to be himself, or be herself. You're too involved in it and all that. So parents that do such things, should take notes.
So what we are trying to advocate on the show today is healthy
Yes,
parental
parental
involvement.
And one more
Like
thing, you know, when you're overtly involved,
Yes.
you impede their ability to even build friendship among
Yes,
their
yes,
peers.
exactly.
Because the little time they have, you have already encroached in it, that you
Yes.
suffocate
You're
them,
choking
you're
them.
always there.
Mm.
You know, when you do it moderately, they have time for you, they have time for their friends, they have time for
their teachers.
everybody, you know.
Exactly.
You get a balanced child, and definitely they need friends.
Yes.
They do. They do.
Still riding at the back of that, I think a major thing too, one of the disadvantages when it's not healthy, you see parents buying special center forms for their children, special centers for their rights jam and WAEC, because they are getting involved more than they should be.
Yeah.
Allow your child, assess your child. You see parents bribing teachers because they want something from the teacher. You know, that is not a healthy, that's not the kind of collaboration we are talking about. We are talking of the collaboration that makes the child better. And not the collaboration that kills the child.
Yes.
So when
The
you now,
process.
when you go out of your way to do anything just to ensure your child gets free or
Gets
succeeds at a
A's.
thing, then that's not healthy. Your collaboration should be, let me work with this teacher for the optimum good of the optimal good of the child. So, well, that's what we've been able to have so far on the show. We've talked about what parental involvement is, we've talked about the benefits, and we've talked about the disadvantages. But the good thing is that these disadvantages are not really disadvantages of healthy parental involvement. They are the disadvantages of too much unhealthy parental involvement. You see, still on that, I just remembered something quickly. This, when it's too much, you also see that you're stifling that child and choking the child, which could actually lead to resentment of education. The child goes to school. After school, they stay back in school for extra lessons. When they come back, home lesson teacher is waiting. After home lesson, they're doing assignments. After assignments, as in, it's from one academic activity to another. And no time to rest, no time to enjoy their childhood. That child may resent academics. When they finish, you tell them it's your study time, it's prep time. All right, yes, you're being involved, but you're taking it overboard, and you may now be getting the disadvantages, as in the opposite results of what you actually aimed to achieve with that thing.
And that's where you even see kids that will prefer to be, you know, boarders. They want say already at primary 5, they say I want to go to state. You know, not that, you know, some of them actually do that because they want to have a feel of what boarding house is. But then where some people do it out of fear, as in let me
leave this parent, let me be free, let me be free, let me get free from their claws that are choking me. That shouldn't be okay. All right, so dear parents, dear listeners, dear teachers, we'll be going on a short break. When we return, we shall open our phone lines to hear what you have to say on this topic as we take the conversations further. See you in a bit. Okay, you're welcome back to the show. This is still Radio Maria 91.3 FM, and you're on to the Genius Kids show. I am your Genius Kids host, Genevieve Duruiheoma. Children, remember, you can always call me Miss Genny. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm here with me in the studio today are a parent and a teacher. The parent is Mrs. Caroline Ibirim, and I have Miss Cynthia Nez. They're here to talk to us about parental involvement in child education. Okay? All right. So far on the show, we have talked about what parental involvement is. We have talked about the advantages of parental involvement. We have talked about the disadvantages of over-involvement. And now, moving further with our conversations, we'll be talking about the barriers to parents' involvement. What are those challenges parents face? What are those things that make it actually difficult for parents to get involved as much as they would have loved to, or as much as they should? But before we get into that conversation, we'll quickly read out our phone lines so that those at home can join in the conversations. Call us in and tell us what you're doing to get involved, what you think can be done to improve this relationship, what other advantages you think there are to parental involvement, what disadvantages. Tell us. We'd like to hear from parents, we'd like to hear from teachers, we'd like to hear from school management, from all possible perspectives. Tell us what can be done to make children's experiences in school to be better. All right. So the number to call is 0700-123-7990. 0700-123-7990. Another number to call is 0700-123-7991. 0700-123-7991. And the last number to call is 0700-123-7992. So once you have 0700-123-7990, 7991 or 7992, you can get us through any of these phone lines. All right, so call us and tell us what you have to say on today's topic, parental involvement in child education. So back to our discussion. What are the barriers to parental involvement? Yes. So Cynthia, what do you have to say?
Okay, one of the barriers to parental involvement is busy schedule of the parents.
Yeah.
These days parents are too busy, work and all that. So because of their busy schedule, they really don't get involved in their children's academic pursuit and everything.
Yeah.
So parents are too busy. Then another one again is parents not having lack of resources. Parents not having enough resources.
Yeah.
Take for instance, a child is given a project at school, and then the child goes home. The parents are not able to meet up with those projects, and the child comes back not doing
that
his or her
already
projects.
affects the
Yes,
child.
that's already affecting the child and all that.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely, and it's really sad because some parents have to work not because they enjoy being away from school activities or helping their children, but because they just have to. That child being in school is dependent on them actually doing that work. It's such a pity. The system we are in doesn't provide so much support to make work-life balance a lot easier. But parents, they said the first step to solving a problem is seeing that there is a problem and then identifying the cause to that problem. Now you know that probably if you fall into this category and you know that maybe you are being too busy, you wouldn't want to someday realize that yes, you have given your child the best education in quotes, but you do not have a relationship with that child at the end of the day, or that child doesn't see you as part of their, beyond the presence. Your presence matters. So dear parents, it's good to work, but as much as possible try to strike a balance. Okay, try to strike a balance. I think that's a way we can combat that major challenge. All right, so Miss Caroline, are there more factors you think that impede or are challenges to parental involvement?
Okay, one other factor we'll look at is, the common single parents or the single parenting we have in our society today. Maybe that's because most of couples, they divorce, they separate, and then it leaves one parent with the major task of taking care of these children in addition to providing for them. So you find out that the work of the whole the whole responsibility of taking care of these children will now rest on a single parent, and they will not be able to cope. They would never. So what they do is that they will just like, I've pushed you to school, let me sort myself out, let me fend for the, So it gets too much on them that they won't be able, they are not able to provide that much needed parental involvement. So that's where we see, but some other things they can do is to plan their time. They can also get special tutors, to take them.
Assist,
then when you come back, what you just do is to glance through and then see what you can do. In that way, you'll be able to chart a way forward and make sure that you relate better. Then another thing is where parents are not also educated enough to be able to help. You find out some instances where they come back with homeworks that you, the parents, cannot be able to help them out with. I remember when my son came with a school project, the science fair for last time. It made me learn how to build a car. It made me learn how. In fact, that was when I knew what 9AV motor, that battery, that stronger battery. is. That was what, it put me into that thing that it was driving me crazy. I was just now looking, I even had to bring toys to look at how. So when you're involved, and the child was so excited when we get anything, oh, mommy, we did it. It can move. It can do this, So I can't overemphasize the importance of parental involvement, but where you are not able to, I think you can look out for resources. Like I had to do a lot of Google. In fact, when he comes to me with anyone he doesn't know, just if I don't know it, I'll just tell him, go and do this. Meanwhile, quickly, I'll go by the side to see what I can learn about this and then come up with my
because mommy has
you wouldn't want them to have that impression that you don't have anything to give, So I think we should, that's a barrier, and try to get yourself, if not for Google, they say ask Google. Google. So
Google.
just use it when you can. You say, oh, for this, my knowledge is limited, but I can ask one or two to help me out. But don't be that parent that will be nothing, you have nothing to offer. And then, the days are gone. Previously, our parents' time, their own parents are not educated. They were not... they just get to pay school fees and they don't even know what is happening.
Yes.
They just leave out these children. After all, you can't even go back to, because they can't even say the alphabet, not to talk of helping you out. But those days are gone. And the academic standards keep getting higher. It keeps getting... So you
can't be relying on that.
You have to be... I love it that I have a father that was so much interested in he's the kind of person that when you come back from school, you have to bring out your scores. The day you failed, you are in for it, he will do this.
And knowing that he was involved also made you
sit up. Sit up. Even in my project work, he had to read it through for me. He edited it. So when you have parents, you are pushed to be your best. You know that if I don't get this right, my dad, my mom will not be happy with me. So I think it is needed. Parents, try to learn where you can learn. Get somebody, and then don't just relax. Try and see how you can improve yourself to be able to offer the much needed
support.
Assistance.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for that. And another point I would like to add to this is the parents' attitude. Because sometimes your attitude determines your altitude, according to motivational speakers. But now, speaking seriously, some parents have negative attitude. They're just like, they think, I have paid the school, it's your responsibility. Why are you giving me this assignment? We have shared the work, I bring the money, you do the teaching. So that attitude is not for the good of the child. Another is some parents just feel maybe it's the mother's role in the family to be involved in. So beyond this single parenthood, there are some married couple that don't even think they are supposed to be there. If you go for PTA meetings, you see 99% are mothers.
That's where they come.
So why is that? Let's fathers get more involved. Let's parents be, it's a collaborative effort. Just show that child that you're interested in what they are doing, because you see yourself having a partner. At the end of the day, you are still in the situation of somebody who does not have a partner. So it's not a question of, it's a parent's attitude. Let's us embrace the fact that our children need us to do better. All right. Okay, so moving on with, why has nobody called us? Wait, maybe they didn't get the number, or they're just enjoying our story. Is this a story? No, it's a conversation. Let's find out why nobody has called. All right, so the number to call is 0700 123 7990. Call us and tell us what you think about the topic. Are we making noise? Are we just disturbing your radio? Call us and tell us, do you think this topic is something worth our time? What are you doing to get involved in your children's education this new academic session? The number is 0700 123 7990. Okay, call us and tell us what you think we can do to improve parental involvement. Then, okay, we have a call. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, please. Who is speaking? What's your name?
I'm Mr. Fabulous, calling from Australia.
Wow, Mr. Fabulous. Hope you're having a fabulous evening.
In fact, you guys are blowing my brain.
Ah, we are happy you found it. You are finding our show helpful. Okay.
So delighted for the foundation you guys are building over there.
Thank you. Thank you so
And
much.
actually, in few months time, I'm gonna be a father.
Oh, lovely. Congratulations in advance.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Actually, you are showing a seed that will germinate in no distant time.
Amen.
I'm really gathering a lot, but I've always known that I'm my children first mentor. I've always known that
Yes.
their destiny after God is me before their mother.
Exactly. Exactly.
I build them up by the grace of God, and with your guidelines and your instructions, it has given me another bonus and another step to take. So I'll
Wow.
take it more even as I listen to you people. That God bless you and bless this teacher. So
Bless you too, Mr. Fabulous. Bless you too. We are happy that before being a father, you're already an involved parent.
And
Well
you're
done.
equipped.
You're
on
equipped.
the
Yeah.
things
Well
you need
done.
to raise a genuine kid.
Well
Just
done.
keep yourself tuned in and make sure you grab every available resource.
Yes.
Sure.
We have another call. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Please, who is speaking? I can't quite hear you. Can you be a little more audible? What's your name, please?
I'm Sunday.
Okay. Hello. Happy Sunday, Mr. Sunday. How are you?
Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Sunday, what do you have to say? I'm happy that men are calling. Are they angry that I said more women go to PTA?
I just want to greet you people and enjoying you.
Oh, we are happy to hear that. Thank you so much, Mr. Sunday. Thank you. All right. Where are all the mummies? How is it that the calls so far have just been men? First was Mr. Mohammed, second Mr. Fabulous, now Mr. Sunday. Mummies, please rise up. Don't let us fail. The number to call is 0700 123 7990. We have a call. Hello, good evening. Please step away from your radio set. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Another man. Yes, good evening.
My name is Genny.
All right, Mr. Kenny, how you doing?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm good. We are good. Thanks for asking.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
I think as a parent, all you need to do to improve the relationship between I think that is the topic.
Yes. That's
Between the parent and the teacher.
Yeah.
I think we as a parent, we need to take there are some steps that we need to take.
Mhm.
When you see there's any error or if there's any omission or if there's anything you find from your child that you know that is not normal, then you walk up to the teacher and make a complaint.
Exactly.
For example, I think last week there's a particular error from my child name. Normally, her name is Fenitola. Shobawali. Hello, are you with me?
I'm listening.
Okay.
Yes.
And I discovered that what normally written on this thing is Pele.
Yeah.
So I woke up to see that no, this is not my
Daughter's
my
name.
daughter's name. Her first name is Fenitola.
Yes.
And I think she took that this thing and everything was stopped. Normally the mother was grumbling out. Why would they do that? The girl told me to speak again. I said no. So I think that's one of the things.
I really like that. I had similar experience too. They were using my husband's name as the child's name. And I had to say, though this name looks normal, all these surnames that look regular, I had to write to the school to tell them I would rather my child be addressed as this. So thank you so much for that, Mr. Kenny. When we communicate with the school, they know better. They know better rather than just feeling sad that these kids have been with them for years and they can't even communicate or tell their names correctly. Things like that show the school that you're watching and you see them being more intentional around your children. All right, thank you so much for the call so far. Still on the conversation, I'm not quite happy with all the mommies listening at all.
I'm preparing for school tomorrow.
Okay, let's hear this. Hello, good evening. Hello, we lost that. Okay, please, mommy, salvage yourself. So if not, we'll find a way to select this thing. Only daddies can tune in. We'll just have to find a way. Okay, so still on the conversation, what then can we do to improve we have a call. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Please, who is speaking?
Good evening. Is that
Yay! You have a woman. Yes, so see how we are celebrating you. Good evening. Thanks for calling. So, Ms. Dorothy, what contribution do you have to make?
I just have a question to answer.
Okay.
And I enjoy your program, but I have one question to answer.
Yes, please.
Thank God for the teacher and the parent that is here.
Exactly.
Why is it that nowadays, in our days, we go to school, after our parents, nothing is here, we respect our teachers for the discipline us. But nowadays, teacher does not discipline a child. And if eventually now have a teacher that disciplines a child, the parents will not go and deal with the teacher. And if the teacher does not have luck, they will not
sack the teacher.
Right, so that's why we have our children now are misbehaving.
That's a very concerning issue.
To do their own
job.
And teachers are afraid to do their own job because they will start if they do their job.
Yeah. Oh,
I want the teacher and the parents to give me that right.
Thank you for exempting me from this because it's a heated debate. Parents and teacher, over to you. You have to answer this. Teacher, why? Parents, why? I'm an observer. Thank you.
Okay. When I started, I remember I said that the home is the first school. So the home is the first school. That's why, as parents, I don't think it's advisable to rush your children to school that early. Like, let them begin. Yes, I know that these days parents have to work. Some of them in the bid of, let me go to work, they just drop them at school. But like, the home is the first school. That's where the child learns morals, the child learns discipline, the child learns some of all these things that by the time the child comes to school, things are easy for both teachers and the students and everybody. Now, it's not like as teachers we don't discipline. We do. But then it's also a two-way thing too, because we discipline and most parents, like you said, also come to complain. So these days we do it with wisdom. No, like it boils down to the class, In class, we know there's something we call classroom management. We know how to manage those children in class. And of course, if it's the one that we cannot handle, we take it to the management. The management in turn now takes it to the parents. So it's not like teachers are scared in instilling discipline. But like parents should also make it more easier for the school by doing their own at home, because it starts from the home. Of course, we have students who are like well disciplined. Like when they come to class, you tell them sit down here. They are there. It's time for break. They want to go to break because they've already learned these things at home. Do you understand? So if they don't learn it at home and they come to school and the teacher doesn't know that, this child doesn't learn this thing, that's why there's also need for communication in trying to collaborate with teachers, in trying to collaborate teachers and parents and all that, So if you communicate to the teacher that, this my child is very, very hyperactive, this my child is this my child is that. So when the child is coming to class, as a teacher, I now know what to do and what to face. But when I don't know, you did not communicate to us and everything, and you bring a child that is very hyperactive, that even you as a parent at home, you can't even
manage.
You don't have a control of him. So when the child comes to class and all that, it becomes a problem. But we do discipline, but we do it with, like I said, with wisdom. We do it with wisdom, because of course we also do not want the child to also feel that school is a place of punishment.
Yeah.
So we do it, we balance it.
All right. So from the parents' perspective, what
I like that aspect when she said they do it with wisdom. They do it with balance. You know, why parents? It's not as if we parents team do not flog our children also. We do it for a reason. You know, most of us parents, we don't like you to flog them. Why? Because some teachers take it to the extreme. There is a case of a little boy of, is it 3 years old, that was flogged such that he was almost at the point of death.
a 3-year-old?
Yes.
A 3-year-old?
Yes.
What offense would a 3-year-old commit to deserve
that kind of
to
thing?
deserve such flogging?
And then what do you stand to get? Okay, what is the end result of that? Number one, you're already making the child scared of going to school. You are making them, you know, they would detest the teacher forever.
Yes.
So I think the best way why we parents are against the flogging is that they take it to the extreme most times. And nobody will say do not discipline my child, but do it with the fear of God. Do it with a conscience.
Yes.
You can, there are other forms of discipline, like kneeling down, denying them going to go for break, denying them, you know, getting
the
them
wall,
yeah,
things
many
like that.
aspects. You don't have to flog them because one, you don't know what is wrong with the child.
You can just
You
spot
can,
a child and
the child collapses. You know, in these days that even children do not even eat before coming to school, and they lunch, they don't pack enough food for them, so you don't get into trouble. Parents are getting wiser now; they know their rights. It's not. This is not the days where you just flog the parents and they let you go. No, some of them take it to the highest level. Yes, so do not flog. We know that if you as a parent, the best thing is for teachers to communicate. See, I'm trying to get your child to do this, and each time they keep doing this. So when it's now for the parent to say, they go back and deal with it at home.
Yes.
They go back and you know, when parents get those feedbacks, most of the time they handle it.
Yes.
You don't get to see where you say a parent, oh, your child is, and they will know that you have observed it. Then they will go ahead and deal with it.
And you know something?
Yes.
The truth is that parents know their children.
Yes.
So when you tell a parent your child did this, your child did that, deep down them, even if they want to be defensive at that moment, they already know.
Exactly.
Yes.
But another thing I think schools can do better is to make clear their discipline policy up front.
Yes.
Some schools, if you as a parent, when we talked about factors to consider when choosing a school for your child, we mentioned it. What are the school's values? What are the school's policies?
On discipline.
So if you're a parent, you don't think that the school has done anything unless they flog a child, then you know that a school that is modern inclined will not be the right school for your child. So find out from the school. I asked that question when I went to enroll my daughter in her present school. I asked them, what is your discipline policy? And she told me for different levels, face the wall, and that face the wall pains them. So you can actually achieve the results that you want through other modes of discipline. Discipline does not, let's begin to have this mind shift from and then where a teacher rightly disciplines and the child comes home. Children don't like discipline. It's not a fun activity. So you can actually just tell the child and face the wall. The child goes home, Mommy, my teacher was mean to me. My teacher does not like me. Some parents will not even ask the children, what did you do? Next morning, they are up. In fact, that's if they wait till morning.
And they even attack
already, they are calling the
teachers
school
in front of the children.
They are calling the school proprietor or management. This teacher is this is the third time my child is complaining. You just have to change this teacher. This is what the parents was this is what Miss Dorothy was pointing out. You're actually making it difficult for teachers to correct these children. And if they leave your children to become uncouth and unruly, who suffers it in the end? You are the one who will suffer. So parents, when things happen, that takes us back to the topic, communication. Your child, something happened. What did you do in school that made your teacher ask you to stay in class when others were playing? Your child will talk. If you have the teacher's contact and if it's allowed, communicate with the teacher. So person told me this happened. What happened? The teacher says from their own perspective. If you think it's something beyond that level, you can then escalate it. But just going straight to report to the teacher's management, you're impeding that teacher's right and making it
over-involvement.
Yes, over-involvement, making it impossible for the teacher to correct your child. And tomorrow you will have an unruly child at home. So parents, let's remember, the teacher is not your enemy. The teacher is not your enemy. The teacher is your partner. And when you see that teacher as your partner, the way you relate with that teacher will be different. But when you see the teacher as, oh, this teacher means no good for my child, this teacher just wants to punish my child, this teacher wants to, then you're even making your child see that teacher as the person to be dreaded, as the person to be conquered. So I think we've really gone short beyond our time. Yes.
Okay, most of the schools now, like my son got enrolled in a new school, a junior secondary school last week, and one of the things they made us to sign is their discipline policy. They went ahead to outline all the levels of discipline and the possible offenses and the discipline they have come up with it. We were meant to read it and sign off. So I think I'm encouraging schools to come up with such.
Yes.
Let them get to sign off. If you do this, this is the repercussion. If you do this, this is it. Then when it comes, it won't be a matter of this. And in addition, let us parents do our own bit at home.
Exactly.
A well-disciplined child from home will not mess up when they go to school.
Thank you so much. It's been a very fruitful conversation on the show today, and unfortunately we can't conclude, will I say, syllables for today. We still have one part of the conversation pending, which is what you can do to improve parental involvement. We are going to be having that some other day when we confirm availability of our guests. All right. So thank you so much to all who called in, Mr. Mohammed, Mr. Fabulous, Mr. Sunday, Mr. Kenny, and then the saving Miss Dorothy that saved the face of women today. Thank you so much for calling, and thank you for the useful contributions. Thank you for your encouragement. And we hope that everybody who listened in will be intentional about getting involved in their children's academic pursuit, in their children's education from today going forward. If we start now, it would be better off because the year is still young. The academic year is still very young. This is wishing you a beautiful year ahead. Final words from our guests in the studio. Hi, Miss Cynthia, what do you have to say?
Okay, like our host said, that it's a partnership thing, It's not for you to see, it's not for parents to see teachers as that teacher, or maybe the teachers will see parents as I beg that one. No, it's a partnership thing, and like the topic is a collaboration. And when you're talking about collaboration, it means two people coming together for a particular goal. The goal is the child, to raise a successful child. The Bible says that let their memory be sharper than that of their teachers. So at the end of the day, if both parents and teachers want to raise people a successful, bigger than them. Like I used to tell my students at school, like in passing, like I'll be glad to see you at the airport, and you tell me, now I'm now a medical doctor, I'm now a this, and like I'll be proud of you and all that. So that's the goal, to raise a successful child at the end of the day.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Miss Cynthia. How about you, Miss Caroline?
Okay, I will just tell parents, be involved. Yes, be involved, but do it modestly. Do it the right way.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And from me, I'll leave us with this quote. A teacher should inspire a child to reach academic success. A parent should inspire their child to use that success in a way that influences positive change in the world. At the end of the day, it is a collaboration. So parents and teachers hold hands together for the good of that child, all right? So until same time, same station next week, it is bye from us. And don't forget that I love you. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.